Welcome to the Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Colter, and in the middle, I got my co-host Kevin Johnson, KJ, and to the far right, legend,
Hey,
all ACC,
I hear you.
All American.
I won't argue with that.
I mean,
I won't argue with that.
One of the best backs come out of the ACC in the mid '90s from Allendale, Fairfax. We like to welcome Raymond. Priest. What's good, Raymond?
Yeah, man. Glad to be here, man. So happy for you guys, man, and glad we were able to connect.
Yes, sir. So let everybody know, a little bit about Allendale, where you're from, a little bit about your background, some of your influences, and why you started playing football.
Allendale's the biggest city in South Carolina, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we are. We're settled between Columbia, Hilton Head, and the small town. We're a tight knit community. Everybody knows everybody. Some of my best friends' mom whooped me. That type of thing. So,
yep. Take a village to raise a kid, right?
Always, man.
In those days.
Those are some of the principles I take with me now, believe it or not,
Okay.
Because it was true. It was, I come from a big family. So, some of those people were truly my family, but still, people outside of my family took care of us and, just like anything, helped out whenever they could. And, all of that, was big for me. It kind of shaped me to be the person that I am today, So again, I kind of raised my kids like that. I'm a high school coach. I started coaching little league and kind of moved up, with my son. And I took those principles with me, man. And things have been great.
That's good, man. That's great. So did you start off? Go ahead, KJ.
Yeah. What age you started playing football?
That's what I was going to ask you.
I don't think I was quite 5, maybe 6 or 7. I would say organized football. We always play football, in the streets. We would play 2-hand touch in the street. We play tackle in the street. This big field beside our elementary school, and our neighborhoods would get together and go there and play. And it was, so from that point, went and played organized sports. My first position, bro, was right guard. I was bigger than most of the other kids, so my first position was right guard.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you. Were you one of those kids that always had to weigh in and make the weight?
No, we didn't have that. We didn't have that when I. Yeah, it was whoever can carry it can carry it. Yeah, that's a new breed thing. That's a new breed.
Okay. Yeah.
But but it was more so, I was bigger than a lot of the other kids. But then the next year, I talked to the coach and was like, hey, I feel like I can run this ball. So he gave me a shot, man, and things worked out and never looked back.
Oh, man, that's good, man. I'm glad he did give you the pill, man. You was punishing those guys.
Yeah,
man. So talk about after rec league. Did you play any other sports other than football? Any other passions before football?
Well, football is, and I guess always will be, my first love. Like I said, I'm doing that now. But other than playing in the neighborhood baseball type things, or stickball rather, just getting together doing that. We played basketball. I did play high school basketball. I wasn't the man on that, but my friends were. But I contributed. I got a dunk in the game. So
okay.
Don't talk about
So just the regular thing. I ran track. That was a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Get your speed. Yeah.
Well, thank you, 2-7. But
yeah. For those you don't know, we got 2 players on the from Clemson that wear 2-7.
That's right.
I wore 27 too, so it's a good day, good Saturday.
Yes, sir.
So tell who was your influences, people you looked up to. Was it mother, father, other siblings, other players, teammates?
Well, obviously my mom and dad, they're hardworking people. I'm the oldest of 10. I'm pretty sure you guys probably read up on that and whatnot. Okay. So, and like I said, we're a close knit family, but my mom and dad did what they had to do to put food on the table and, kind of raise us to, hey, be, hard workers, hold your head up. It ain't like you don't have to have a lot of money to be respected or to go get what you want. As long as you work hard, you can make things happen, and again, I would truly think that, I believe that, a lot of people from my neighborhood or my town, feel the same way. Just work hard, go out here and believe in yourself. Now, I will say this, Allendale people from Allendale are not in the belief of not believing in themselves. We can be,
Okay.
it's us. It's me against the world, so to speak. So, confidence wasn't lacking,
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
yeah, man, from a football standpoint, I think the biggest influencer, I went to my first high school game. I don't know, I was a little shorty. Went to the first high school game and saw still today one of my favorite player, guy played at my high school, Herman Gray. Man, I saw this dude run. As a matter of fact, he played at Georgia Southern, when got him a couple national championships.
Okay.
But dude, like, it was something about seeing him play, and I was like, wow, man, I want to be like that. And it stuck with me, man. It really did. Now we had a lot of other great running backs and good athletes as well, but he was the first one that stood out to me, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna do that.
It's crazy you said Georgia Southern because KJ went with me on my visit to Georgia Southern.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I hear that.
Get him to go. They were trying to get him to come there. He's like,
well,
hey, if you already signed to Clemson, it's not official yet.
Yeah, he made the right choice. Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Raymond. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, you're good, man. You're good. But yeah, man. And so seeing that type of athlete on the field, man, truly, I was in awe. Nowadays you see kids. You go to a high school football game, you see the little kids running around on the back. They may even be playing football under the bleachers or whatnot. Dude, that was not me.
Sit there and watch. Yeah, they had that in Orangeburg too, man.
Yeah, man. I would sit there and watch this thing, like literally, like just studying
the game, like you trying to learn it, right?
Yes, man. And it was a passion of mine, It's like, even now, like I said, most of my days, man, I'm watching film, trying to get better, trying to get the kids better, It's still a passion of mine.
Cool, man. So let's talk about high school a little bit, man. You were a blue chip All-American. You played both sides of the ball, played running back and linebacker.
Right.
Had like 4 interceptions. Your longest interception was 71 yards. So you had some burners on those guys back then.
Hey, man.
Talk about playing two ways at Allendale Fairfax and some of the players that you played with that we might be familiar with also.
Well, going both ways was just what we did. It wasn't like nowadays everybody's trying to specialize in one thing. We, like I said, we were a small two-way program, so a lot of times we had to go both ways. To be competitive, to win. We had to go both ways. So it was ingrained in us from the start. And yeah, man, I would play with people like against Eric Bamberg. He played at Bamberg. I was a really good guy. As a matter of fact, that's how I started getting recruited. They came to see these guys, and I shined. I got off that night, who is this guy? We played Silver Bluff. They had a couple get Corey Chavis. Corey Chavis played with the Minnesota Vikings. Dwayne. And they had a guy played at Northwestern, Dwayne Bates. He went there as a quarterback and ended up being a wide receiver. Played with Chicago for a little while. Yeah, So Chris Franklin, who went to Clemson before I did. We had some dogs in our state, man. We had some dogs.
How far did y'all go in the playoffs?
We went to the furthest I went, man, was the game before the Lower State Championship. So I think we couldn't get past that.
Who was y'all wall? Who was the team that stopped y'all from getting there?
We played a team called Swansea. Swanson High School, right outside Columbia.
Yeah.
They had a back. I can't remember his name right now. He had a back that was pretty good too. He ended up going to South Carolina State. I think and they ended up winning the whole thing that year. So, but
yeah,
okay,
things like that. But man, but again, coming from like I said, a 2A school and going both ways, man. That was just football, man. It didn't matter how tired you was. I remember, being dog tired and wanting to come off and looking at my friend and no, man, hey, let's go, bro. We gotta go. And likewise, when he would get tired, hey, let's go. And we just kind of kept, again, these guys we grew up with, some of them we got in fights with. My best friend, one of my best friends, Sean Jones, man. We became best friends because we would fight each other a lot. Well, maybe
happens, growing up in the 80s and 90s, that's how it happens, man.
Yeah, man. And one of my other best friends, Rodney Manuel, he was a guy like me, about my size, about my physique, and this guy would challenge me, man. It made me better, and. It was always, hey, I can't lose. The same way with him. He was like, hey, I can't lose either, and things like that really challenged us and gave us a drive, man. Now, and I keep going back to this, but I see a lot of today's youth, and look, man, there's some great athletes, in today's youth, but I think there's a difference in competitiveness or competitive drive. I've seen where kids wouldn't challenge the person in front of them because they may be a senior or a junior and they were the underclassmen. That's not how it was when we grew up. It was, hey, if you can come get it, go get it.
That's it.
Fox, I see you, Fox.
What's up, Fox?
So you guys went through the recruiting process. I'm sorry, you went to the Shrine Bowl.
Yeah.
And I know you tore it up there. Talk about some of your teammates that you played with in the Shrine Bowl and you guys getting together, some of you going to different schools and the camaraderie about the All-Star game, and then talk about your recruiting process and why you chose Clemson.
Okay. Well, actually, I didn't tear it up in the Shrine Bowl. No, man. This again, I came from a small school. There was and this was when, this is 1994, and the perception was these bigger schools had better athletes. So there were, I want to say, 4 people that went to the Shrine Bowl that were from AA schools. I don't believe we had any single A kids on the team.
Okay.
It was me, Henry Taylor, who played at Barnwell High School right up the road from me, Dwayne Bates, who played at Silver Bluff. I want to say there was a lineman that went to Auburn, Kendall something, I believe. I think we were the only 4 to play.
We had Arturo Freeman. That played with you.
Yeah, Arturo played with me. We had Zola Davis. We had some big time players, man, that was very successful. But when the week of the Shrine Bowl, it was festivities, it was practice and whatnot. But I took it like it was the coach had his idea of who he wants to do what. I did. Now, to put it in perspective, I had 2 carries for 15 yards. So if you want to say that's tearing it up, then I made use of my carries. But we had some big time programs that were there, and those guys got to play a lot more than I did or whatnot. But again, I wouldn't change a thing. That I think that fueled my competitive, it fueled my drive to go ahead and be the best. From a recruiting standpoint, man, I wanted to stay in state. Like I said, we weren't wealthy or anything, so I wanted to be close so my family can actually see me, and not necessarily just on TV or something, but actually be able to come to the game. And who knows? I didn't know it maybe at the time, but I'm a believer of when things positive happen on a grand stage, and people can actually see it and touch it, it gives them the belief that, hey, I can do that too, So for me, it was big to go and be successful, so my friends would actually come to Clemson and see that, you know what I'm saying? My brothers and sisters would come and see that. And, I would like to believe that, seeing something like that, and you see a lot of things on TV, but when you're actually there and you can actually put your hands on it and touch it and feel it, it becomes a little bit more real for you, and it, makes you think, hey, I like this. I'm gonna go get this. So, but yeah, man, I wanted to stay in state so they can, be a part of the whole experience for me, and so it came down to South Carolina and Clemson. And South Carolina had recruited me, pretty good. I went. My first football camp was at South Carolina. My head coach at the time was a South Carolina grad. So I went over there, and it was funny because Deuce Staley was there. This was the first time I met Deuce Staley, and we kind of connected and had a pretty good little relationship there. And now again, we didn't play against each other, but nevertheless, just seeing other athletes and how they carry themselves and how they perform, again, take little tidbits and say, hey, okay, I got to improve in this area. Yeah. So it's a funny story, man. There was a change going on at South Carolina at the time. Sparky Woods was the guy that recruited me. And then
Scott was coming in.
He was coming in. And so, I had already visited Clemson and I really enjoyed it. I was like, oh my goodness, I like this, man. This is good. The guys took me out. Patrick Sapp was one of my hosts at the time. And, it was, I really enjoyed it. So, but I didn't know at the time of the Shrine Bowl where I was going. So, you're in the hotel after practices and whatnot, and then you have to do these appearances. So, we're getting ready to go to this appearance and whatnot. And sometimes, coaches will call you while you're in there. And this one guy from South Carolina that was recruiting me, he kept talking to me about playing linebacker. And I'm like, Coach, that's all good, but I want to carry the ball, man. I want to be a running back. So, this guy put me on hold for a while, and I'm like, man, what's going on? Like, it seemed like it was a long time for me. So when he came back, he still started talking about this linebacker. So, when he hung up, I just felt like, okay, because he changed his tune, was like, well, okay, yeah, I think we can, we'll give you a shot there, and and if you're good enough, and you can get it, you can stay there. But I took it like, yeah, you're gonna get me there, and as soon as I get the linebacker,
like you all the quarterbacks, man, they go to Carolina. I'm just saying.
Hey, you got a point, right? So with my Clemson experience, Coach Stockstill, he recruited me, and that's my guy. Yeah, that's my guy, Coach Stock. So he what, and I think coaches or now that they're getting into whatnot. What's up, Dana? Coach Stock just kept it real, man. He kept it real. He said, Raymond, I believe you can play running back. He said, we're recruiting you as a running back. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. If that thing doesn't work out, you're going to play linebacker. You're going to play where we need you.
Yep.
Hey, man, at least it was honest. Yeah. And he treated me like a man. That guy, man, it wasn't, he's not ever condescending when he talked to you. He keeps it a buck, he tells you how it is. And, hey, well, this is the expectation. And, you need to do what you need to do to meet those expectations. But, and I respected that, so tell me what's going on. Give me the rules of the game up front, and then we can go get it, So that really made a big impact on me as well. So, I think that,
that was a great recruiting story. I mean, you already knew you was going to stay home close to your parents, and it was going to be between those two schools. And it's a matter of availability and what was right fit for you in that time. So I think you made the right choice,
Yeah. So I'll tell you another funny story here. So
what's up?
My freshman year, we I think we lost like the first two games or the first three games or something, and at the time, I was kind of getting, just kind of cleanup time, so to speak. I wasn't the starter at the time. Yep. And so my position coach, he calls me and he says, hey, you got to meet with Coach West. So I go in with Coach West, And I'm thinking as I'm walking, like, oh my goodness, I know these guys are going to tell me I got to go to linebacker. And again, not that I didn't like linebacker, but I'm like, yo, I want the ball in my hands. They got to see me. Allendale has to see me, you know. So I go in his office and he says, hey, you know, I sat down. Hey, Raymond, hey, we thinking about making a few little changes. And I kind of slumped in the chair like,
oh, man.
Started bad news.
Yeah. And he says, well, he said, Ray, you're doing pretty good. I think you are pretty good all around back for us. So we got to do something to make a change here. E, what's up, man? He's like, hey, we got to make a change here to do something to spark it. So we want to put our good athletes on the field. So we're going to move you to fullback. And I was so relieved. I was, oh my goodness. Oh, hey, yeah, coach, you won't regret it, you know. And you know, my freshman year, I moved from tailback to the fullback, and that first game was we played Maryland, and I had a really good game. Antoine Wyatt was a tailback at the time, so me and Antoine went out there, and you know, we did our thing. We beat Maryland pretty good. I think I rushed for like 87 yards and a touchdown, and Antoine had like 130 yards, 140 yards or something. You know, we kind of had a little thing going. Yeah. So, it went well, man. Later on that year, we played South Carolina, had a pretty good touchdown run. And, it kind of catapulted us a little bit to be able to say, hey, okay, we're freshmen, but we can do this, man. We're playing with these guys, you know, this thing can happen. Then was funny going into my sophomore year. Again, you know, we kind of hit a little slump. We had some pretty good backs too. Anthony Downs, Lamont Pegues, you know, James Jenkins. So we were playing Wake Forest. And coach comes up to me, and we're in pregame. We're warming up. He says, hey, you're starting to tailback today. I said, word? He said, yeah, you're starting to tailback today.
Yeah.
I said, let's go. Now, again, we beat Wake Forest. We ended up, I had maybe like 151 yards rushing. Pretty good day. And from that point, never looked back, you know.
Hey, that's perfect, man. That segued in right into some clips I got, man, from 96. You know, you guys got some nice linebackers, DBs, receivers. You guys were doing your thing. So I want you to check it out. All right.
Gan, what's up, Gan? What you sipping?
Offensive plays, should have studied defensively in that punch to Wake Forest. As Nylon steps up under. Quick pass out on the right side. Joe Wood gets the block from Horn. Down the sideline. Good field. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. He's at the 20. He needs a block. He gets a block and he's in for the touchdown. Don't wanna wait till tomorrow. Why put it off another day? Stand in our way. One step Cross. This is the Woods. Woods at the 5. Woods going touchdown.
Mississippi, you lose the rhythm, and nothing falls in the place. Only missed by a fraction. Slipped a little on your face. Things you get, the more you want. Just trading one for the other. Working so hard to make it easy. Wow, got to turn. Come on, turn this thing around.
Got a man open. So touchdown inside the 5. For the corner now throw. Touchdown. It's
Everything right now. It's that magic moment. Do it right here and now.
Scott loses the ball. Picked up by the Tigers. They'll score. Touchdown. As Raheem Abdullah. Rising off. Sanders straight ahead over the 50. At the 40. Sanders in a foot race at the 20. At the 10. At the 5. And in for the touchdown. Priester trying that left side. Cuts it up. Gets the first down. Across the 30, 35, 40. He's at midfield. He's away to the 40. Priester at the 30. At the 25. Nylon for Priester over the left side. Touchdown. Baird gets it high. Barber, fair catch. Back at the 11, fumbles it. Chasing it back at the 5. Loose ball. Touchdown. Come on, come on. Big scramble here. Who's got it? Come on.
Hey, so tomorrow. Come on, it's everything. It's that magic moment. Do it right.
Their celebration as the clock will tick it down. And Clemson has come into Charlottesville and upset the Virginia Cavs here this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
And that brings back memories, man. That brings back memories, bro, for real. You know, man, that Virginia game, that Virginia game, we played them at Virginia, man. That was, what's up, Gan? That was a big game for us, man. You know, what's up, E? Bro, like the whole game, the whole week leading up to that game, it was, hey, we can run the ball on these guys. Coach Stock.
What's up, Coach Stock?
What's going on, Coach Stock?
Salute. Yeah, we you know, and then to get down there, because listen, that Virginia team, man, they had some ballers on their team, man. They had a guy that had a safety that was a hitter, man. He was coming down, but hey, he didn't want to see 2-7 that night, though.
Okay.
He didn't want to see 2-7 that night. Yeah, we got off, man. That was really, really a special win to be on the road like that. I think, you know, it really gave some belief to all of us. Like, listen, man, we just put this thing together and just do what we're supposed to do. You know, we can really be successful. You know, yeah, man. Good time.
Talk about playing with Nylon Green as your quarterback.
Oh yeah, that's my guy. That's my guy.
You guys still stay in contact and everything?
Well, on Facebook, you know how it is, and life gets in the way, so everybody kind of connects through Facebook, and kind of keep those relationships going there. But hopefully one day we can all get together at Clemson or something and kind of just reunite there. But yeah, man, good guy, man, heck of an athlete, man. I think he's gonna get mad at me on this one, but things changed for him when he started wearing contacts. He could see a little better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Cap had to get some contacts. And, things got good for him. But listen, heck of an athlete, man. Nylon, competitor. Made some big time throws to keep us in games and win some games, man. So, yeah,
great. So talk about some of the bowl games. Go ahead, KJ.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask, man. Tell us about the bowl games, man.
We
Hey.
don't take- yeah.
You know, so excuse me, my freshman year, you know, we didn't make a bowl game my freshman year, right? But they were coming off of a Peach Bowl win, you know, the year before. I think they had beat Kentucky, and Zap was the quarterback, and Dexter McCleon actually I think played some quarterback until he got hurt.
Okay.
But you know, coming into my freshman year, you know, we had lost a lot prior to that, so it was kind of, you know, it was going to be Coach West's first full year, kind of see where we are and whatnot. And you know, the season was just it was growing pains. I'll say that it was growing pains. We had, you know, kind of didn't, you know, we had to find ourselves, find our way. But then the next year, you know, we had a really good season. You know, we changed offensive coordinators. Man, I think I had 3 different offensive coordinators in 4 years. But nevertheless, so we changed some offensive coordinators. Had some really good recruits. I think that's the year Anthony Simmons came in, which was a heck of a player as well. And we made the bowl game. We went to Jacksonville. Now, again, you know, already know we got a lot of players from Jacksonville or the Jacksonville area that was on the team.
They kept coming in too. They kept coming in after your era.
Yeah. So, you know, we got down there. It was our first week. We went down to Florida for 2 weeks. Our first week, we went to Daytona. Yep. And we practiced down there. And, you know, the practices themselves were good. You know, we did do a little partying and whatnot. You know, and then the second week we went to Jacksonville, and things kind of, you know, got a little bit tighter. We didn't necessarily go out as much, but I think that just doing that, it was good from the aspect of, you know, we get to go to Florida, we get to hang out for 2 weeks or whatnot. Even though you're practicing, you know, sometimes, you know, everybody is not necessarily on the same page, you know, and it may have. We weren't ready for it. We didn't know how to handle it. I'll say that. We didn't know how to handle it. And truth be told, it showed, man. We played Syracuse and, you know, they hammered us. Honestly, they hammered us. And, you know, the only thing I can think of, honestly, is we just didn't handle those 2 weeks very well. You know, I think, you know, from a coaching standpoint, it did pretty good to put us in positions to win. But, you know, I don't think we approached it the right way. It wasn't, I can tell you now, it wasn't all business when we got there. You know, we played a little bit and, you know, suffered for it.
Cool. So who was the toughest team in y'all division at that time in the ACC?
Florida State. They had athletes, man. You know, Warwick Dunn. You know, their defense was pretty good. You know, now don't get me wrong. We ate them up a few times too. We gave them, you know, I had 100+ rushing on them. T. Horn had touchdowns, and you know, we did our thing. We had some big hits, as you see, you know. But man, they just had, you know, really, really good athletes all over the field. So they kind of got the better of us. But I'll tell you this: playing them my freshman year, for the group that came in for us, I know for sure we kind of felt like we can beat these guys. You know, now obviously that didn't happen, but just the belief, like, hey, you know, they came down to Clemson my sophomore year, and we were right there, man. We were right there. And then, you know, a little mistake here, mistake there, and they capitalized on it and kind of pulled away in the end. But, you know, just that experience from the year before kind of, you know, gave us again some self-confidence.
Cool, man. So did you play in the Senior Bowl?
I didn't. Wake Forest, man. I had a high ankle sprain in
they talked about that in the Florida State game you played on the left leg.
Yeah, bro. It was crazy. And you know, nobody even hit me. They had that high grass, man. I caught a screen pass, I turned up the field, and my foot stayed there, you know. And I, you know, limped off the field, and it was just crazy getting back from that. Unfortunately, it was my senior year, and I wasn't 100% by the time the Senior Bowl came around, and I chose not to go. You know, that may have hurt me a little bit, but you know, you live and you learn.
Cool. So you went from that, and I know you had to heal, get yourself back together for the combine. Let's talk about that process, healing and trying to try out, get ready for the NFL.
Yeah, you know, we kind of did trial and error on the healing aspect. Did some acupuncture and all the other things just to kind of get the ankle in a spot where we can actually go and not have surgery. You know, I thought that probably would have put me back a little bit further. And you know, when you go to these to the camp there, you know, or to the combine, you know, it's truly like a show. You know, like, you know, everybody's hurled into these rooms, and you know, you half naked, your shirt might be off with just some shorts on, and you know, they're looking at you and grading you and doing all of this, you know. But you know, in the time, you don't even think about it. You're just thinking, hey, you know, I need to impress somebody so I can get drafted, you know. But you know, going through that, I think the biggest thing for me during that time was just the interview process. Because again, I was still lingering from the run, and you know, we was just going to run when they came to Clemson. So the interview process was you know, pretty good. They ask you a whole bunch of questions. You still have to take these the one that lick tests and all that stuff. You know, it's kind of, you know, I think that thing is like 10 questions, but they ask you in all these different ways the same question. Kind of see, you know, is he paying attention, or you know? So you know, the combine itself is a great way to, you know, some people jump off the boards there because you're doing everything, jumping, running, catching, that thing. But then I think more importantly is when you get back to your school and they come for the pro day, that's a bigger event, you know, because all of the coaches from NFL and scouts and everybody's going to be there. They right there on the field, talk to you and this and that. And, you know, that truly can make or break some careers, man. And, you know, I know a lot of people put stress the 40-yard dash, and you know, you know, it's a big thing. If you run a really good 40, chances are you know, you're gonna make a little bit more money. You know, players come in all shapes and sizes, and you know, you don't necessarily have to be the fastest to get out there and be a true baller. So, you know,
right.
Yeah. So you played for the Rams, right?
Yeah, got drafted by the. Yeah, got drafted by the Rams. You know what was funny? I really thought it was the Steelers at first. We was in there, and it flashed across the screen, and it said STL, and I was like, well, first the Steelers. It said the Rams. The Rams. Okay, you know, it's good. Because for me, it flashed across the screen before I got the phone call, and then it flashed, and the phone call came, and it was Coach Vermeil. Hey, are you excited to be a Ram? I said, yes, sir. You know, get out here and, you know, give it my all. And, you know, it was a exciting time, man. Just, you know, being able to learn, you know, get in there and learn the playbook and, you know, and being able to work. My guy T. Horn was out there with me, you know, and he came out and did his thing, man. Got him a Super Bowl out of that. Yeah. You know, that situation, you know, wasn't, I guess, ideal for me, only from the aspect of, you know, Lawrence Phillips was still there. He had some issues the year before, you know, but he was still on the roster, even though he didn't show up. We had Ironhead Haywood, bless his soul. He was still on the team. And then we had like 5 or 6 backs that, you know, were young guys. And then they drafted a guy in front of me in the second round, Robert Holcomb. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I just need the right opportunity. And you know, when you got to evaluate that many people, man, sometimes, you know, they have an idea of what they're looking for, and you know, you don't meet those expectations. So I ended up signing with Tennessee after that, the Titans. So I spent half of my rookie year down there. Big ups to him. He just got the Tennessee State job. You know, yeah. So, you know, that was a really good experience as well. You know, Jeff Fisher was there, you know, and Eddie George, you know, coming off his Heisman year or a couple of years before his Heisman season, and just being able to, you know, just see these guys and learn from them, and you know, try to add some of those things to what I did. So, you know, some of the things we saw, or I saw back then, I still use now. Like I said, coaching high school kids, and you know, just kind of implementing it, and you know, just building, man, just building. So after that, after my rookie year there, I come back the next year at Tennessee, and things are going good. I'm like, okay. And then out of the blue, we had, at that time, it was a one-back set. We ran, it was a one-back set, 2 tight ends most times. Frank Wycheck, I don't know if you guys remember him, but he's an all-pro guy. He got hurt, and we had a couple of tight ends go down, which was an integral part of the offense. And here I am, the last man on the totem pole. So I got cut there, to make room for more tight ends, And then I went to the New York Giants and stayed there for 2.5 years.
Okay, cool, man. So how was it living?
Tiki Barber was there.
Yep.
A guy named Carl Slade, those Virginia guys.
Yep, the people you played against in your era, brothers. So talk about playing with them for a little bit. How was that in New York? Collins was the quarterback then? Not Collins.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, he was the guy. Man, and Kurt Warner was there. No, Kurt Warner was at the Rams with me. I was about to tell you, he was, when I was with the Rams. Hey, Miss Doolittle, how are you?
All right.
That's my high school coach's wife. Great people.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Again, it was a learning situation. I was on the practice squad, so I basically ran the other people's team plays and whatnot, and got the defense ready. But there was times, I was shining a little bit, and what was crazy is we were in training camp, and I'm having a really good training camp, man. I'm just getting it in, and it was the last play in like what we would call middle drill, which is inside plays, running backs, linebackers, defensive line. And I go through the hole, and one of the linemen fell on the back of my leg, man, and tore a tendon in my big toe. Done. So hung around a little bit there once I got hurt. And it was just, you tore a tear tendon in your toe, man. It's a long process to get back right. And again, the show don't stop just because you got hurt,
Right.
Gotta do what they got to do, But I'll say this, man. Obviously my pro career didn't end up like I thought it would, but I still see it as a blessing to just learn from it and get valuable knowledge that I can still use today to help young men grow, man.
Yes,
So, but again, use it. People can see it and say, "Hey, man, that guy from little old Allendale, made it there." And who knows? The next generation will come in and take it a little further.
Yep, and you got a part in that. Let people know what you're doing right now and where you're coaching at.
Yeah, I'm coaching at a private school, North Cobb Christian. Pretty good team. We went to the third round of playoffs, lost in there. Should have been able to compete for a championship, but next year we'll get them next year. Working at a great company called MSC Industrial Supply Company. I'm a supervisor over there for our receiving department, and my son plays on the team as well. He's a little running back coming up.
Okay.
And, we just grinding, man, just making path for the next wave, like I said.
That's
so,
good,
I got our daughter at UGA.
Okay.
Clemson need to come down off the prices, man. Y'all need to come on, man.
Oh, man. They winning championship.
Hey, I know I'm out of state, but come on, man. Hey, come off the prices a little bit, bro.
Everything going up,
Hey, what was funny, man? Obviously we're Clemson household here, and she grew up Clemson, all the spring games and everything. And she was really, really just excited to, to go to Clemson, and got her letter back, man, her acceptance letter, and she was good to go. And then we actually started looking at the finances part of it, and bro, I was like, I think we're gonna go to UGA. With the Hope Scholarship and all of that, man, and her academic prowess, I think, she will come out of college with no debt. So that was the biggest thing. As great as Clemson is, man, I couldn't keep my baby to have $200,000 in debt. So nah. She was hurt. She was hurt, but
wow, yeah.
It is what it is. Life ain't always fair. She learn from it and grow.
That's it.
That's right.
Man.
Yeah.
True. So, what is your message for the upcoming athlete? You know, college. You know, getting ready to go into the draft. You know.
Well, for that now, for the draft end of it, you know, all the work is done. You know, just grind and making it there isn't the end. It's not the result that you want. You know, you still got to take it up and work a little bit harder once you get there. That's just the opportunity once you reach that point. You know, and then just keep grinding. You know, I think the biggest thing that anybody is listening to this can take, whether you're a high school kid or college or whatever, it's just like when you play football is the same. It's when you were little league, it's the same. It's running, catching, blocking, tackling. It's the same. You know, if you keep that mindset, even though, you know, now everybody has complicated schemes and this and that, but it's still the same. If you keep that mindset, you know, you'll find yourself in great positions. I think a lot of times, as young athletes, particularly, we kind of talk ourselves out of situations, or better yet, we talk ourselves into doubt. And then once you doubt in yourself, it doesn't matter what anybody's saying. It's hard to get out of that hole and just believe in yourself. Like I said, it's the same thing. You've been running all your life. You've been tackling all your life. You've been blocking all your life. You know, learn from it and keep that in mind, and everything will be great.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
So we're about to head out. You let the people know where they can follow you at on social media. All
You
your
know,
platforms.
I'm on Facebook, and that's it. You can look me up on Facebook. My daughter downloaded TikTok for me the other day.
Oh man!
All right now. Yeah.
Hey, so
I gotta
find myself when I'm about to go to
grocery store, right?
I'm playing on the side, just going through TikTok. My wife is like, "What are you doing? Go to sleep." I had no idea about this thing, man. She said, "Daddy, you got to get TikTok." So she downloaded and put it on there. I'm like, "What is this?" Man, it's funny to me. It's information, man. It's, you know, it's funny. It's entertainment, you know. But I'll scroll on there. I don't really post a lot, guys. But yeah, you know, I use it more as a tool to connect with people, and you know.
Coach Scott say you love you, 27.
Hey, that's my guy, man. That's my guy.
Don Fox said, "Great show. We appreciate you tuning in, Don Fox."
All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching too, man.
No problem,
love
man.
all you guys, man. Congratulations to you too. Hey, let me ask you this before we go. I was scrolling through your page and it said you created this page on February 3rd, 2021. Is that true?
Yes.
That's my birthday, man.
What?
February 3rd is my birthday.
Man, that's what's up, man. And all 27s on the show. You know,
27, baby.
I see you, 27.
What?
Hey,
all
man, thank you guys.
Right,
much love. Yeah, much love, much respect, much success.
Appreciate
you know, I hope great things for you. I think you guys are doing a great thing here, and continue doing it, man. Love the show.
Problem.
I continue to watch and support.
Yes,
if I
sir.
need anything, y'all know how to get in contact with me. Reach out to me.
You know it. You know it. All right, man. You guys have tuned into another edition of Sports Shop 27. I'm your host, Jermaine Colter, and my co-host, KJ, in the middle. And to my far right, we'd like to thank today's special guest, all ACC running back, former LA Rams, Raymond Priester.
Thanks.
All right. You guys stay safe.
Thank you, man.
Be safe out there. Wear your mask. Hey, we'll see you next time.
Yes,
Peace.
sir.
How you start, how you finish.
Not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yes, sir.
Later.
All right, man. Y'all be good.
All right, President. Later.